Hello, violas. It's Ms. Gretchen here. Welcome to my studio. Today we're going to talk about the key signature F major. So if you look down at the bottom of the slide, you'll see that's the key signature where there is a B flat. Now that's probably really different than a lot of the things that you've played. Probably most of the things you've played have had sharps in them. So we have two things to deal with here. One is, how do I make sure that I've gotten rid of the sharps and I know what the natural versions of the notes are? And the second one is, how do I make sure that I get the B flat in? So let's look first. So if I look first, the red lines on the right-hand side of the finger chart there are the tapes. If you have a tape for your first, your second, and your third finger. Some people will have a fourth finger tape also. And whether you do or don't, either one is just fine. So first we need to look at our sharps that we're used to. So on the D string, normally our second finger is an F sharp. But we need to make it a natural. So anytime I'm lowering something, which is what I'm doing and going from sharp to natural, this 2 is going to be right back next to the 1. Now on the A string, I have a high 2 normally for a C sharp. I need to move it back for a C natural. So now that's going to mean that I'm going to have low 2s on both of these upper strings. Now the other sharps we don't often run into are their high 3s. So we need to remember that our 3s are going to stay on the tape. Okay, now that takes care of the sharps. How do we get the flats in there? There's two flats that we need to be aware of, two B flats that we need to be aware of. The first one is on our A string, where our regular first finger is a B natural. So we want a B flat. B flats always go back toward the scroll. Anytime we lower a note, it goes toward the scroll. So we're going to be back halfway between the tape and the nut right up here that holds the strings back. So probably chances are it's going to be a little bit further back than you're expecting. The other B flat on the G string, we had a B natural, which was a 2 on the G string. To make that natural a flat, we want to pull our second finger back next to our first finger. And that'll give us a B flat. So let's look at the fingers chart over here on the screen. So my low 1, which is going to be back here, that's my B flat, and that's only going to be on the A string. A regular 1 is going to be the D, the G, the C. All three of the other strings are going to be regular 1s. The low 2, the one that's not on the tape, but's right next to the 1, we're going to need to have a C natural on the A string, an F natural on the D string, and a B flat on the G string. The only 2 that's now still up on the tape is the E natural on the C string. So that E natural is on our regular tape that we're used to. Now, the good part is the 3s, they all stay on the tape. No changes for 3. And if you're using a fourth finger, all the fourth fingers are also where they regularly would be. So let's take this. Get ourselves in the right place. Let's take that, let's put this into a scale. Let's do this together. So we're going to start on a 3 on our C string. That's an F. So F, 3, open G, 1 on G, that's an A. Now we need our B flat, it's a low 2. a regular 3, open D, a regular 1, and an F natural right next to it. So what kind of things can possibly go wrong? For some people, when they start to make their 2s low and next to the 1, the 3rd finger can't possibly imagine that it needs to be that far away from the 2. And the 3 just says, "I'll come along a little bit too." And all of a sudden you find your 3 on your 2 tape. So be watching for that 3rd finger doing that. It's pretty likely. Happens for almost everybody. So go ahead and play this scale a few times, going both up and down. If you need the fingerings, you can either write them in or just read backward to get the fingerings going back down. Listen carefully so that it sounds like a scale. I know you know what one sounds like. If you go slowly, you'll be able to hear it. So I hope you have fun with this.